Where people begin to miss things in dealing with other people is you have these spiritual expectations for human beings. You're dealing with two different people, all depending on the maturity level of the people you're dealing with. The greatest thing would be to be able to deal and have spiritual expectations from people who are mature with their spirituality. Let me give you an example. A married couple that has been together for 20 years, compare that to a married couple that's been together for 1 year. The difference is not the human connection, it's the spiritual connection of the two. The spiritual connection allows them to look at each other and say, yeah, it's time to leave this room. Or when the man or the woman has been away from the house or the connection for too long, and they get an unction that says, yeah, I gotta go because I have an accountability partner that is important to me, more important to me than this thing or this place where I'm at or this thing that I'm doing. That's not a human decision-making mechanism. That is a spiritual connection mechanism. So there is a difference between making a connection with a human being, which is very easy, and a spiritual connection with someone, which takes maturity, time, or a combination of both. Let's address the issues of humanity. When I was in sales, making a connection with a human being was very, very easy. Very, very easy. Here's the reason why. Making a human connection is just a matter of playing to someone else's strengths or desires and telling them how much you need them or want to help them. That's a human connection. It can be, in most cases it is, in my opinion, a one-way conversation. The human being wants something that you have and they want it in their life, whether it's donated or paid for. That's a human connection. Being able to provide for that particular person. Now think of it from your perspective, not their perspective. They want something from you. And whether you give it to them or they pay for it, you can make that human, flesh-based connection. Materialistic connection. Now, when people say materialism or materialistic, they think that's a negative thing. No, it's just the left hand of God. The left hand of God has all the materials that you need. We do need materials. Nothing wrong with needing materials. We look at, sometimes we can be, people can put guilt trips on you because of the necessity of having the left hand of God as well as the right hand of God. But the spiritual connection is made with the right hand of God. The spiritual connection is when you go after those things based upon character, morality, integrity, good intent, which is attached to good success. You can have bad success, or in another way of putting it, in 21st century conversation, You can have materialistic success. Materialistic success. But to have great or good success is really what the spiritual connected person wants to have. They want the same success, but they want to be able to get it in a very spiritually successful way. No lying, no cheating, no stealing, no manipulating. To be received in instead of being talked in, or having to talk their way in. So these spiritual expectations that we have for human beings can sometimes disappoint us and make us put up walls, because we have this expectation that these humans who claim that they have the spiritual maturity of grace and mercy. In fact, they think the grace and mercy is for them, but not for them to give it away. For not for them to give it to other people. It's for them, and they expect grace and mercy. But when you're spiritually mature, you understand that you're the one that has to offer the grace and mercy. Humans expect grace and mercy to come to them. Spiritually mature people give it, understanding that God is the one that provides it for them. Give, and it shall be given. Now we use that, a lot of times we use that in a way that has something to do with money. Again, nothing wrong with money. I need money. I want money. Money's great. But currency is currency should be a byproduct of whether you're operating on a human side or a spiritual side. There is currency on both sides. Currency comes with the decision-making process, or should, and it does. But you can't cross your expectations. You can't, once you find out that the person doesn't really have the spiritual maturity, then you recognize they're working more in their humanity. And that's not your fault. That's up to them to make a decision on whether they want to work on their humanity or work out of their humanity or work in their spirituality. Some people like to do both and appear more of which one they need at the time. Because it is costly just to live in one or the other, because you have to make a decision. Be careful of those people who don't make the decision. They're the most dangerous. They're the ones that will take you up into a place and then drop you because they just changed their mind.